नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। First, I offer my obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, senior devotees present here. You are much experienced and knowledgeable than me, but still you have to bless me to speak as told by Prabhupada. Same thing I will be able to speak, nothing other than that. Kindly bless me so that I will be able to execute this duty. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4, text number 20. So, I read the text. You all can kindly repeat after me. Yatha nevam vido bhedo yata atma viparyayaha deha yoga viyogo cha samsrutirna nivartate yatha nevam vido bhedo yata atma viparyayaha deha yoga viyogo cha samsrutirna nivartate. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki yatha as anyevam vidha of a person who has no knowledge about Atma Tattva and the steadiness of Atma in his own identity, despite the changes of the body. Bheda, the idea of difference between body and self. Yatha, because of which. Atma viparyayaha, the foolish understanding that one is the body. Deha yoga viyogaucha, and this causes connections and separations among different bodies. Samsruti, the continuation of conditioned life. Na, not. Nivartate, does stop. Translation. One who doesn't understand the constitutional position of the body and the soul, Atma, becomes too attached to the bodily concept of life. Consequently, because of attachment to the body and its byproducts, he feels affected by union with and separation from his family, society, and nations. As long as this continues, one continues his material life. Otherwise, one is liberated. I read the translation, kindly repeat after me. One who does not understand the constitutional position of the body and the soul, Atma, becomes too attached to the bodily concept of life. Consequently, because of attachment to the body and its byproducts, he feels affected by union with, separation from his family, society, and nation. As long as this continues, one continues his material life. Otherwise, one is liberated. Perfect. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6, Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahetukya prahtihita yayatma suprasidati. The word dharma means engagement. One who is engaged in the service of the Lord, yato bhakti radhokshaje, without impediment and without cessation, he is understood to be situated in his original spiritual status. When one is promoted to this status, one is always happy in transcendental bliss. Otherwise, as long as one is in the bodily concept of life, one must suffer material conditions. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. The body is subjected to its own principles of birth, death, old age, and disease, but one who is situated in spiritual life, yato bhakti radokshaje, has no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. One may argue that we may see a person who is spiritually engaged 24 hours a day, but is suffering from disease. In fact, however, he is neither suffering nor diseased. Otherwise, he could not be engaged 24 hours a day in spiritual activities. The example may be given in this connection that sometimes dirty foam or garbage is seen floating on the water of the Ganges. This is called Nira Dharma, a function of water. But one who goes to the Ganges doesn't mind of the foam and dirty things floating in the water. With his hand, he pushes away such nasty things, bathes in Ganges, and gains the beneficial results. Therefore, one who is situated in spiritual status of life is unaffected by foam and garbage or any superficial dirty things. This is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Tayasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikalaswapi avastasu itvan mukta sa uchyate. A person acting in the service of Krishna with his body, mind, and words is a liberated person. Even within this material world, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.187. Therefore, one is forbidden to regard the Guru as an ordinary human being. Guru Sunara Matir Naraki Saha. The spiritual master or acharya is always situated in the spiritual status of life. Birth, death, old age, and disease don't affect him. According to the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, therefore, after disappearance of an acharya, his body is never burnt to ashes, for it's a spiritual body. The spiritual body is always unaffected by material conditions. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam phangum langaite girim yatkrupa tamaham vande Sri Gurun Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. This is one of the most important slokas, and this is actually told by Kamsa. Kamsa hears the ominous voice addressed to him when he was driving the chariot of his sister Devaki and his brother-in-law Vasudeva, taking them to live at their house after the marriage. Now, as he heard the ominous voice that the eighth child is going to kill him, he immediately forgot the relationship with Devaki and immediately he wanted to kill. Vasudeva makes the compromise that he will offer the each child born to Devaki to Kamsa and he can do whatever he wants. And one by one he started offering, giving the child to Kamsa, and Kamsa kills each one of them. Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar Krishna Balrama and Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Kamsa started killing the children. Sixth and seventh was taken as the Raktapat, that is abortion. And the seventh one was taken as the abortion. All the 6 children he killed, and 8th child, the moment he heard the cry, the security fellow runs to Kamsa and tells, the child is born, Kamsa, please come. Come, that's all, no, not please come. Kamsa is ready to attack, to come. Oh, here is my Kala, the death, personificated. He had come, so I want to kill. he runs, and in spite of the prayers by Devaki that this child is not a male child, it is a female child, the ominous voice was that the son will kill, whereas I got now the daughter. So I think there is something mismatch, and so you kindly don't kill my daughter. But he is after killing the child. So he wanted to kill. He takes the child in his hand, catching hold of the legs, and tries to beat it on the rock, which he had done previously 6 times. So the moment he was trying, he was almost beaten, almost striked. But Yogamaya, the Durga, the child, the infant, immediately slips out of the hand and appears as Durga with 8 hands holding all the ornaments and the weapons. Kansa looks at this great figure of Durga and he was astonished. He was totally astonished, and he looks, and Durga tells him, the person who has to take birth has already taken birth to kill you. What is the use of killing me, you fool? And she disappears. Kansa now is in so many minds. Oh, Durga has appeared through my sister. So my sister is not an ordinary one. She is something special. So he actually goes to Devaki and Vasudeva and apologizes and starts talking spiritual things. You see, here Kamsa is speaking something which great scholars and munis actually talk. If somebody asks a question, what is the reason for Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease? What is the reason for this cycle of this birth and death? Simple one word answer Kamsa is giving here. Dehatma Buddhi, the body concept of life. As long as body concept of life is existing, he will keep on experiencing the material body again and again. That's what actually Kamsa is saying. Kamsa starts this spiritual talk from 10.4:15 to 27. Up to 27 text number, his great spiritual talk is recorded in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The body concept is actually our disease. Our disease of getting conditioned and getting attracted to material pleasures and thinking that this is the enjoyment and this is the enjoyment what I want. In that process, he gets attached to his wife, children, and all the bodily things and tries to satisfy one by one all the senses. And the senses are never to be satisfied. They are the one, just like a pot which doesn't have the bottom, and he tries to fill the pot. It never gets filled. Similarly, the senses, they will never be satisfied, whatever is done with the material things. Condition with material things, whatever we do, these senses will never be satisfied. But when the same senses are used for Krishna, with the transcendental things, with the spiritual activities, devotional activities, the same senses start satisfying and they feel totally under the control of the mind and intelligence. So, here if we see Kamsa speaking, this body concept is actually causing the material birth and death until the person is involved with this type of bodily concept, Dehatma Buddhi, he cannot come out. He will not be liberated. That's what he is saying, which is as per the Shastras. So, we can understand that Kamsa is a highly learned scholar. He knows all this. But what is lacking? Lacking is the implementation part. Similarly, if we see the Bhagavatam, we have many instances where these demons, they speak very high spiritual things, just like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, when his brother Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu Bhagavan, then his brother Hiranyaksha's wife and mother Diti and the children of Hiranyaksha, they started lamenting, crying, weeping so much. Then Hiranyakashipu goes there after telling the army to attack all Brahmanas and cow and all that, and he comes to them and he sees all these fellows are weeping so much. Now it's my turn to tell them, to pacify them, to tell them, give them knowledge. He starts telling about the Atma. He tells, you see, we all are walking on the path, passengers walking, and we go to a small lake to drink water when we are thirsty. And sometimes while drinking water, 2-3 people will come together and we speak something and make a small relationship for a few minutes, and we feel as if they are close. And after drinking water, each fellow goes in their own way. And that is how in the material world we all are joined, and one by one we get separated. Hiranyakashipu telling this. And not only that, Hiranyakashipu starts telling the story of Yamaraj as a child when he came to pacify the weeping wife and children of the king called Yagna, Suyagna. Suyagna was a great king and he fought and died in the war. All his wives and children, they started lamenting so much, they were crying so, loudly or deeply that voice reached Yamaraj. Yamaraj looks, who is that weeping so much, and that is actually coming to my ears? Who is that? Oh, these fellows. Okay, now I have to give them knowledge. So he takes the form of a boy, Brahmana boy, and he goes there and he speaks. He tells about the Atma and all that. All these things, Hiranyakashipu is telling Hiranyaksha's wife and his mother Diti and the children of Hiranyaksha who are lamenting. So about concepts of Atma and how we are actually having, why we are getting the misery, all these things he tells. And after that, he goes out and orders for killing the Brahmanas, and he wants to supervise and do all the atrocities. If we try to analyze, actually, one person who appears to be a great scholar, he is talking a very scholarly manner, all the concepts of the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and he appears to be the one who is one of the biggest demons. When we compare ourselves, I am speaking, I am preaching, I am talking, I have become a regular preacher for telling so many people am I really implementing all of them in my life? If I am not implementing, what is the difference between this Kamsa talking, Hiranyakashipu talking the transcendental things, and he is not implementing? What is the difference between me and him? I am having all the demonic qualities. I should get myself, get rid of these demonic qualities. Otherwise, I will become really a demon one day or the other. So we have to analyze. That's why the Hiranyakashipu's speech, Hiranyakashipu's activities, and Kamsa's speech, transcendental things, what he wanted to actually convey about the Atma and other things, they are the part of Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever they are talking, whatever Kamsa is speaking is 100% correct as per in these texts, as per the Vedas. But when it comes to the implementation, this fellow it looks all these things only for the others to do, and for him, nothing. So we should ourselves try to analyze, then only we can move forward. Otherwise, in the process of devotional activity, whatever material gains which are coming, if those material gains, if we are inclined, if we are thinking that this is what probably is the result of my hard work for the devotional service, probably it is definitely not correct. It is like a deceased person who is abandoned to eat or do some things, and he continues to do. For example, a diabetic person who has got severe injuries and he is taking medicine, but he takes lot of sweets and all sweet items. The healing time for the wound will take very long time, longer time than what is actually a standard time. Similarly, in the devotional process, in our devotional service, whatever we are doing, if we are inclined to enjoy the material benefits, material gains, then it is like taking the sweet when a person is diabetic and wounded. The healing time, the duration of the suffering, duration of the disease will be much more. That is, the progress will be static. Whatever attained in the devotional service, 30%, 40%, 80%, and at the 80%, if we are inclined towards the material enjoyment, whatever we are getting, even in the devotional service, the progress is stopped here, and whatever we are doing, it takes very long time, longer time, and we will be suffering, and we come back to same level, we cannot progress. So, we have to check ourselves by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, that these things, even demonic people, whoever is preaching, he can also preach. If we go outside the world, outside ISKCON, and see so many people who are very scholarly candidates, scholars in Srimad Bhagavatam, they will tell all these slokas by heart, tell the meaning, tell each and every aspect of Srimad Bhagavatam, but when implementation part comes, it looks they are telling for others. Implementation is zero. And that's why Prabhupada says, whenever you want to hear, you should hear from the pure devotees who are in the ISKCON Sampradaya, whoever is there. If you are listening Srimad Bhagavatam, then it is beneficial. If we listen Bhagavatam outside, anywhere, then we are not sure. Definitely, we are not sure. Their activities, their actual status of their mind, and how far they have understood really and implemented. In this aspect, actually we have come to this material world and we are conditioned with these sato, rajo and tamo gunas, and because of their influence we are performing all the activities. But when all the activities are for Krishna, then each and every activity will be transcendental. And then the person doesn't suffer anything, he is always in the transcendental bliss. Prabhupada has clearly mentioned here that from the outside world, the person may look as if he is suffering. The pure devotees don't suffer because they are always having the spiritual bliss, because they are connected to Krishna. When they are fully connected to Krishna, they derive the great transcendental bliss from Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the one, Krishna is the one with full of ananda, the bliss, the transcendental bliss. When the person is fully connected, he gets the transcendental bliss from Krishna. Whatever be the condition of the body. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam it is told, Tate nukampa susamikṣamana bunjana evatmakritam vipakam hrudvakvapurdhi satatam namaste jivetayo mukti padeshadhaya vak. The pure devotees are always in connection with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are having their connection always in spite of all these sufferings. Even in the sufferings, Hrud Vak Vapurbhir, Hrud from the heart, Vak from the tongue, from the mouth, and the body, they offer always the pranamas, and they are in the devotional service, transcendental devotional service, and they show their gratitude. Krishna, whatever I am suffering, actually this is nothing. I should have got much bigger, but this is nothing. Oh Krishna, thank you very much, you have reduced my suffering, whatever little bit of material. So they actually, apparently for outsiders it looks he is suffering, but he is in the transcendental bliss, connected and derived from Krishna, so they are not bothered. In this Tatenukampa Susamikṣamana, they are the person who are having the right for liberation. You see, this is his right, just like inheritance. A father has one son and the father died, the son acquires all the property, everything by his right of inheritance. So by the right, he is eligible to be liberated. So in this life, if we try to achieve this as much as possible, when we try, we will be able to achieve it definitely. But if we are performing activities with our own selfish attitude, then that is not possible, because that is like putting the medicines aside and taking the abundant things and trying to increase the disease. Katvanga was a very great king, a saintly king. And when the demons attacked the demigods, they wanted some powerful king from the earth to help them. So the demigods request Katvanga Maharaj to kindly come and fight for us. Kill these demons, they are giving lot of trouble. Katvanga Maharaj goes to the heaven, Swarga, and fights along with the demigods, and demigods were extremely pleased for all his dedicated work in killing the demons. So the demigods asked him, whatever you want, any benediction, you can just have. If you want to live here in Swargaloka, heaven, you can live as many years, as many number of days as you want. When he was asked, he asked only one thing. Kindly tell me how many days left on earth. How many days my life is there on earth. They say, as per our calculation, it is one muhurta, but just one minute, one moment. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, text, the chapter 1, text number 13, Katvango nama rajarshir gnatve yatam yighayushaha muhurtat sarvamusrijya gatavan abhayam harim. He asked, kindly inform me how much time is left out for me. Then he was told, you have one moment. Then immediately he says, I don't want all this. He comes down to the earth and totally surrenders to Krishna, and with his transcendental activities, he goes back to the Godhead. So, our attitude should be not to get any opulences or material enjoyments, but to go back to Krishna, back to Godhead. So, if we see, we are in the process of suffering, and the suffering is coming to the body, which actually will be perished one day or the other, and the Atma will have to take another body. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani granhati naroparani tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. So, as this body gets torn, becomes old and becomes useless, the Atma leaves the body and it has to take another body. Now, another body also same thing. Vasansi jirnani yataviha. Again it will deteriorate, it will become old again. So, the whole cycle is actually existing because we are getting the body which is getting torn, which is getting old, which is getting diseased. So, if we get a body which doesn't get old, which doesn't get diseased, then this Atma doesn't live. Vasanta jirnani yatha vihaya. When it is actually, just like we are taking out the shirt which is torn and put on the new shirt, body, when it is becoming old and useless, the Atma is going out. When it is becoming useless and old or useless, then it is going out. If it is not becoming old, if it is not becoming useless, the Atma stays. That's what actually indirectly and directly it means. You are in the cycle of birth and death. Unless you get a permanent body, this cycle will keep on going. The permanent body is not available here on the earth. Whatever body is available, it is all perishable, it will get destroyed. So the permanent body is only available in Goloka Vrindavan Vaikuntha Dham. So unless we get that body, our Atma will not be actually happy. So our aim should be to go back to Godhead. From this sloka and from the purport, we understand that if we are in the transcendental service of Krishna without any sort of personal gains, without thinking that these devotional service are giving me these personal gains, so I am after that. No. Then that will actually bind. Then we can definitely transcend, we can come out of this birth and death and go back to Godhead. So, if we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely, without offenses, and follow the four regulative principles, we are sure to go back to Godhead. There is no doubt about this. Whatever life remaining, just like Khatvanga Maharaj, he asked how much time is left out. We should analyze ourselves. Our time is surely very short. It cannot be centuries, it cannot be decades. We don't know how much time is there. Maybe or may not be. And nobody can give guarantee, because nobody is giving guarantee, and we are seeing every day so many people are leaving the body. We will also leave the body at one point or the other. Whatever is left out, whatever time is left out, we should take it seriously and follow the regulative principles and the procedure given by Srila Prabhupada, and take Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting seriously. We will definitely go back. I thought these things I should discuss. I stop here for speaking. I would request each one of you to kindly bless me and ask questions if you feel I can clarify them. Yes, Prabhu. Questions, comments, advice.
The bodily concept of life is the most difficult to overcome, because really identifying with the body, with family, nation, heritage, and country. Even Arjuna was, first of all, expressing that. But then you're saying we should follow the four regulative principles and chant the holy name. That means we have to control the mind. And Arjuna was complaining that the mind is so difficult to control. I can't do it on my own. So how can we actually control the mind, so that we can actually follow the rules and regulations and go back home?
Yeah. So when Krishna explained all the yoga system, Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, it's very difficult. It is easy to control air than to control the mind. Mind is so agitated, always agitated." Then Krishna says, yes, by number one, practice, number two, by detachment. By practice and detachment, we can achieve it. Asanga shastrena drudena chitva, in 15th chapter also, Krishna advises that this material bondages and this tree which is coming down, which is an inverted one, which is coming down, you should cut off. How to cut off? Asanga shastrena drudena chitva. Shastra, the weapon, is asanga, asangatva. That is detachment. Detachment is your weapon, and determination is your power. The power is determination, and the detachment. So with that, we can cut off. That's what in the 15th chapter Krishna has advised, and the same thing. We should try to follow this, then we can achieve. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
To add something to
Yes, Prabhu. Please, Prabhu.
the mind is very obstinate, very difficult to control, but if we can understand that above the mind is
Intelligence.
and then above intelligence we have super soul.
Yeah.
So if the mind is disturbing you with your intelligence, you can see that the mind is trying to divert you from your goal, and the intelligence to understand that will be relayed to you through the super soul. And then if we simply learn to listen to instructions given to us by Krishna in the super soul, also through his external medias, the shastras and the gurus, then and the mind will become your friend.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Very nice comment, very valuable comment you have added. Thank you. Thank you. Please, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Just earlier, you made a perfect comment that we can't go back to Godhead if we have knowledge and detachment.
Mm.
If we have knowledge and detachment, then we can go back to Godhead.
Yes.
But then someone may ask, how do I best get the knowledge and the detachment? How can I get that in the best way?
Detachment.
And I would say that is from association with sincere souls like yourself. And so we can actually see you have a very wonderful devotional attitude, in my humble opinion. You always seem to be jolly. And this is actually a sign of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada always said that the most important thing is to associate with devotees.
Correct.
And then everything comes automatically. So thank you for your association.
Thank you. You are so kind. Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Your valuable comments, really valuable.
To add to Prabhu's quote, Krishna says, as you surrender to me, I give you the intelligence by which you can therefore, our endeavor should be always aimed at learning to surrender to Krishna, because without his giving us that intelligence, he will always remain obscure or invisible to us.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
And we learned that also through association.
Yes.
Yeah. Association plays a very important role in the process of getting how to detach and how to practice also. Practice, and with that, with the association we get the determination. Very nice. Thank you very much. Any other questions? So if you don't have any questions more, we stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuranam ki jai.